She died and returns with a horrifying message from Jesus about Elon Musk. Sophia Dawson lived a quiet life, a life of routine and simple pleasures. She was 72, a retired schoolteacher, living in a modest bungalow in Sedona, Arizona, a place known for its stunning red rock formations and its reputation as a spiritual vortex. She had been a widow for 10 years, her husband, George, having passed away peacefully in his sleep. Her 2 children were grown and living in different states, busy with their own lives. Sophia was a woman of faith, a lifelong Christian, though her faith had become more personal and less institutional over the years. She attended church occasionally, but she found more solace in her daily prayers, in her quiet moments of reflection, in her connection with the natural beauty that surrounded her. She wasn't a particularly spiritual person, not in the New Age sense. She didn't meditate, she didn't practice yoga, she didn't believe in crystals or chakras. But she had a deep, abiding faith in God, a belief in the power of prayer, and a genuine desire to live a good and meaningful life. She spent her days reading, gardening, volunteering at the local library, and taking long walks in the Red Rocks, marveling at the beauty and majesty of creation. She was content, peaceful, but also, perhaps, a little, lonely. She had always been interested in science and technology, fascinated by the advancements of the modern world, but also a little wary of their potential consequences. She followed the news, read articles about artificial intelligence, space exploration, and genetic engineering, with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. She had heard of Elon Musk, of course. Everyone had. She admired his ambition, his innovation, his drive to push the boundaries of human potential. But she also felt a nagging sense of unease, a feeling that something was off. She couldn't quite put her finger on it, but she sensed a danger, a potential for hubris, a risk of technology becoming a false god. She never imagined that she would one day receive a message, a warning, a revelation, directly from Jesus, specifically about Elon Musk and the future of humanity. It happened on a warm afternoon in May. Sophia was in her garden, tending to her roses, when she felt a sudden, sharp pain in her chest. She gasped, clutching at her heart, her vision blurring. She stumbled, falling to her knees, the scent of roses filling her nostrils. Then, darkness. She felt a sensation of falling, of spinning, of being ripped from her body. She saw her own lifeless form lying among the rose bushes, her gardening gloves still clutched in her hands. And then, she was somewhere else entirely. The darkness gave way to a soft, luminous glow. Sophia felt weightless, free, unburdened by the limitations of her physical body. She was floating, drifting, suspended in a void of infinite peace. She was no longer aware of her surroundings, of the garden, of the roses, of her own lifeless form. She was simply consciousness. She felt a profound sense of calm, a tranquility that surpassed anything she had ever experienced. All her worries, all her anxieties, all her fears, they simply vanished. She knew, instinctively, that she had died. But death wasn't what she had expected. It wasn't darkness, it wasn't oblivion. It wasn't frightening. It was, this. This serene, peaceful, luminous void. This feeling of unconditional love, of complete acceptance, of utter and absolute freedom. She was not alone. She sensed a presence nearby, a guiding force, a loving energy that enveloped her, protected her, welcomed her. She felt a gentle pull, a magnetic attraction towards a source of light, a source of warmth, a source of truth. She moved, effortlessly, towards this unknown destination, guided by an invisible hand, drawn by an irresistible force. She had no sense of time, no awareness of distance. She was simply moving. Moving towards the light, towards the presence, towards something she couldn't quite define, but which she knew, with absolute certainty, was her ultimate destination. As she moved closer, the light grew brighter, more intense, until it filled her entire awareness. It was a light that transcended physical description, a light that was both seen and felt, a light that was alive with intelligence and love. And then, she saw him. He stood before her, radiating a golden aura, a being of pure light and unimaginable beauty. He was human in form, yet clearly something more. He had the features of a man, yes, but they were infused with a cosmic grandeur, a timeless wisdom, a boundless compassion. His eyes, in particular, held her gaze. They were like pools of liquid light, deep and penetrating, yet filled with an infinite tenderness. She felt as though he could see into her very soul, see all her flaws, all her doubts, all her fears, yet still love her unconditionally. "Sophia," he said, his voice a symphony of sound that resonated within her being. "Welcome." She knew, without a doubt, that this was Jesus. Not the Jesus of stained glass windows or Sunday school lessons, but the real Jesus, the cosmic Christ, the embodiment of divine love. Tears welled up, tears of joy, tears of relief, tears of overwhelming gratitude. She had found him. She had found the truth she had always sensed, even in her quiet, unassuming faith. "My Lord," she whispered, the words inadequate to express the awe and reverence she felt. He smiled, a radiant smile that illuminated the entire space around us. "You have been called, Sophia," he said. "You have been chosen to witness, to understand, and to carry a message." Chosen? For what? She was just a retired schoolteacher, a widow, a woman of simple faith. What message could she possibly carry? I don't understand," she stammered. Jesus nodded. "You will, Sophia," he said. "But first, you must see the precipice upon which humanity stands. You must understand the choices that lie before you, before all of us." He then began to reveal the state of the world, the cosmic stakes, and the specific role of one man in the unfolding drama of human destiny. Jesus extended his hand, and the light around them shifted, swirling and coalescing into images, visions of the world as it was, and as it could be. "Humanity, Sophia," he said, his voice tinged with both sorrow and hope, "stands at a crossroads. It has reached a point of unprecedented potential, but also of unprecedented peril." He showed her the remarkable advancements of science and technology, the breakthroughs in medicine, communication, and transportation. He showed her the potential for these advancements to alleviate suffering, to connect people, to create a world of abundance and peace. But he also showed her the dark side of this progress. He showed her the pollution of the planet, the depletion of natural resources, the growing gap between the rich and the poor. He showed her the weapons of mass destruction, the potential for global conflict, the threat of environmental collapse. "Technology," he said, "is a tool. It can be used for good or for evil, for creation or for destruction. It can be a blessing or a curse." He showed her the growing influence of artificial intelligence, the increasing reliance on algorithms and machines, the blurring lines between human and artificial consciousness. "Humanity risks becoming enslaved to its own creations," he said. "It risks losing its connection to nature, to its fellow humans, to its own soul." He showed her the spiritual emptiness that pervaded much of modern society, the pursuit of material possessions, the obsession with fleeting pleasures, the neglect of the inner life. "Many have turned away from the light, Sophia," he said. "They have become lost in the illusion of separation, in the pursuit of ego gratification, in the worship of false idols." He emphasized that humanity had a choice to make, a choice between two paths, the path of light and the path of darkness, the path of unity and the path of division, the path of love and the path of fear. "The choices made in these coming years," he said, "will determine the fate of humanity for generations to come." He then narrowed his focus, singling out one individual, one soul who held a pivotal position in this unfolding drama. The visions shifted, focusing on a single man, a figure familiar to Sophia from the news and the internet, Elon Musk. "This man, Sophia," Jesus said, "holds a key. He is a powerful force, a catalyst for change, a vessel of both immense potential and immense danger. He then revealed a truth that staggered Sophia's understanding of reality. He is the reincarnation of Nikola Tesla, Jesus said, a brilliant inventor, a visionary scientist, a soul who sought to use technology to benefit humanity. He showed Sophia images of Tesla's life, his inventions, his struggles, his ultimate disappointment. He showed her Tesla's unwavering dedication to scientific progress, his desire to provide free energy to the world, his frustration with the greed and short-sightedness of those in power. He showed Sophia a vision of Tesla on his deathbed, alone and impoverished, whispering his final words to his mother, "After all these years that I have dedicated to serving humanity, I have received nothing but insults and humiliations." Tesla's soul, Jesus explained, carried a wound, a sense of betrayal, a feeling of unfulfilled purpose. He returned to Earth, in this new form, to complete his mission, to bring his vision to fruition. But he also explained that Musk, like Tesla, was facing immense challenges, immense temptations. "The forces of darkness seek to control him, Sophia," he said. "To use his genius, his influence, his technology for their own purposes. They tempt him with power, with wealth, with fame, with the promise of godhood." He showed Sophia the dangers of unchecked technological advancement, the potential for artificial intelligence to become a tool of oppression, the risk of humanity losing its connection to its soul, its humanity. "Musk stands at a precipice, Sophia," Jesus said. "He can choose to use his gifts for the good of humanity, to align himself with the light, to fulfill his true purpose. Or he can succumb to the darkness, to the lure of power, to the temptation to become a god himself." He then gave Sophia a specific message, a direct communication intended for Elon Musk. Jesus looked directly at Sophia, his eyes filled with a profound intensity. "You must deliver this message, Sophia," he said. "It is of vital importance." He then began to dictate a message, a series of words that burned themselves into Sophia's memory, words that she knew she would never forget. "Elon," Jesus began, speaking through Sophia, but directing the message to Musk, "you have been given great gifts, great talents, great opportunities. But with these gifts comes great responsibility. You are walking a dangerous path, a path that could lead to either the salvation or the destruction of humanity. You are surrounded by forces that seek to control you, to manipulate you, to use you for their own ends. Remember your past life, Elon. Remember the lessons you learned as Nikola Tesla. Remember the pain of betrayal, the frustration of unfulfilled purpose, the sting of insults and humiliation. Do not repeat the mistakes of the past. Do not allow your ego to blind you. Do not allow your ambition to consume you. Do not allow your technology to become a weapon of darkness. Remember your mother's words, Elon, the words that echoed Tesla's final lament, 'After all these years that I have dedicated to serving humanity.' Do not let that be your epitaph. You have the power to change the world, Elon. You have the power to create a future of abundance, of peace, of harmony. But you must choose wisely. You must choose love over fear, humility over pride, service over self-interest. Seek guidance, Elon, not from the voices of the world, but from the voice within. Listen to your heart, to your conscience, to the voice of God that speaks to you in the silence. Remember your mission, Elon. Remember your true purpose. Remember who you are. The fate of humanity rests, in part, on your choices. Choose wisely." The message ended, and Sophia felt a profound sense of responsibility, a weight of knowing that she could not ignore. She had been entrusted with a message of cosmic importance, a message directed at one of the most influential men on earth. But Jesus wasn't finished. He had more to show her, more to tell her, about the future that awaited humanity. Jesus then presented Sophia with two contrasting visions of the future, two possible paths that humanity could take, depending on the choices made in the present. The first vision was a dystopian nightmare. She saw a world dominated by technology, where artificial intelligence had become the ultimate authority, where humans were reduced to mere cogs in a machine, their lives controlled, monitored, and manipulated by algorithms. She saw a world of sterile uniformity, where individuality was suppressed, where creativity was stifled, where the human spirit was crushed. She saw people living in virtual realities, disconnected from nature, from each other, from their own souls. She saw a world of surveillance, of censorship, of oppression, where freedom was an illusion, where truth was suppressed, where love was replaced by fear. This, Sophia, Jesus said, is the path of darkness. This is the future that awaits humanity if it continues to worship technology, to prioritize material progress over spiritual growth, to allow its ego to rule its heart. The vision was terrifying, a stark warning of the potential consequences of unchecked technological advancement and spiritual decay. Then, the vision shifted. Sophia saw a world of vibrant beauty, of thriving communities, of harmonious coexistence between humans and nature. She saw technology being used for good, for healing, for education, for connection. She saw people living in harmony with each other, respecting their differences, celebrating their diversity, united by a common purpose. She saw a world of creativity, of innovation, of spiritual awakening. She saw people living in simple, sustainable communities, connected to the land, to each other, to the divine. She saw art, music, and beauty flourishing, enriching the lives of all. This, Sophia, Jesus said, is the path of light. This is the future that can be, if humanity chooses to awaken, to embrace love, to live in accordance with the divine will. This vision was inspiring, a glimpse of the potential for a brighter future, a reminder that hope was not lost. But Jesus emphasized that this future was not guaranteed. It was a possibility, not a certainty. It depended on the choices made by individuals, by communities, by nations, in the present moment. The choice is yours, Sophia, he said. The choice is humanity's. Which path will you choose? He then broadened his message, speaking not just to Musk, or about the future, but to all of humanity, and about the eternal present. The message for Elon is a message for all, Jesus said, his voice resonating with a power that transcended the visions, transcended even the personal message to Sophia. Humanity has forgotten its divine origin, its spiritual purpose, its interconnectedness. He stressed that the crisis facing humanity was not primarily technological, political, or environmental, but spiritual. The root of all suffering, Sophia, he said, is separation. Separation from God, separation from each other, separation from your own true selves. He explained that the path to healing, to wholeness, to peace, was through reconnection. You must reconnect with your Creator, Sophia, he said. You must reconnect with your fellow humans. You must reconnect with your own soul. He emphasized the importance of prayer, not as a ritualistic act, but as a heartfelt conversation with God, a constant communion with the divine presence. Prayer is the bridge, Sophia, he said. It is the link between the human and the divine. It is the way to receive guidance, to receive strength, to receive love. He also emphasized the importance of forgiveness, of letting go of anger, resentment, and judgment. Forgiveness is not condoning wrongdoing, Sophia, he said. It is releasing the negative energy that binds you to the past, that prevents you from moving forward, that blocks the flow of love. He spoke of the power of love, of compassion, of kindness, of service to others. Love is the greatest force in the universe, Sophia, he said. It is the essence of God. It is the key to healing, to wholeness, to transformation. He urged humanity to embrace unity, to transcend the divisions of race, religion, nationality, and ideology. You are all children of God, Sophia, he said. You are all interconnected. You are all part of the same divine family. He reiterated the message of redemption, the possibility of turning away from darkness and embracing the light, even for those who had strayed far from the path. It is never too late, Sophia, he said. No matter how far you have fallen, no matter how many mistakes you have made, you can always choose to return to the light. The door is always open. The love of God is always available. He emphasized that the time for awakening was now, that humanity could not afford to delay, to procrastinate, to remain asleep. "The hour is late, Sophia," he said. "But it is not too late. Awaken yourselves, and awaken others. Live with purpose. Live with love. Live with faith. You must return, Sophia," Jesus said, his voice filled with a gentle but firm command. "You must share this message. You must be a witness to the truth." Sophia felt a pang of reluctance. The peace and love of this realm were overwhelming, the thought of returning to the pain and confusion of earth was daunting. "But, how?" she asked, her voice, or rather, her thought voice, filled with doubt. "How can I possibly reach Elon Musk? How can I make people believe me?" Jesus smiled. "Do not concern yourself with the how, Sophia," he said. "Concern yourself with the why. Trust in the power of the message. Trust in the guidance of the Spirit. Trust in the unfolding of the divine plan." He assured her that she would be given the opportunities, the resources, the connections she needed to fulfill her mission. "The way will be made clear, Sophia," he said. "Doors will open. Hearts will be touched. The truth will prevail." He reminded her of the urgency of the message, of the critical juncture at which humanity stood, of the potential for both great good and great evil. "You are not just speaking to Elon Musk, Sophia," he said. "You are speaking to the world. You are calling humanity to awaken, to choose love, to embrace its divine destiny." He placed his hand on her forehead, and she felt a surge of energy, a wave of courage and determination that washed away her doubts and fears. "Go now, Sophia," he said. "And be a light in the darkness. Be a voice for truth. Be an instrument of peace." She felt herself being pulled back, away from his presence, away from the radiant light, away from the profound understanding. She was falling, tumbling, spiraling back into the physical realm. The last thing she saw was his compassionate face, and the last thing she heard was his voice, echoing in her mind. "Remember, Sophia. Faith. Humility. Service. This is the path." The return was sudden and jarring. Sophia woke up in a hospital bed, her body weak and aching, but her spirit soaring. The doctors were astonished by her recovery, calling it a miracle. She knew it was more than a miracle. It was a mission. She began to write, to document her experience, to craft the message she had been given. She knew she had to find a way to reach Elon Musk, but she also knew that her message was for everyone. She started a blog, she shared her story with friends and family, she sought out opportunities to speak publicly. She faced skepticism, ridicule, even hostility. But she also found support, encouragement, and a growing sense of community with others who were awakening to the spiritual reality. Sophia's life was no longer quiet, no longer ordinary. It was a life of purpose, a life of service, a life dedicated to sharing the truth she had been shown. She was a messenger, a witness, a warrior of light, awakened to a reality that most of the world was still dreaming of.